ImageRobert K. Kraft, the Patriots owner, has pleaded not guilty in Florida on charges of soliciting prostitution. CreditCreditCarlos Osorio, Associated PressBy Ken Belson and Victor MatherPatriots owner Robert K. Kraft's arraignment on charges of soliciting prostitution has been moved a day later, to March 28, court papers said on Thursday, and will no longer overlap with the N.F.L. annual meetings. Despite an all-capital warning on the document saying, the defendant must be present at this hearing, a spokeswoman for the Palm Beach County Clerk's office clarified that Mr. Kraft could still be represented at the hearing by his lawyers. Lawyers with experience representing clients in these kinds of cases in Palm Beach County, Florida, said that the notice of hearing document is considered a form letter and that lawyers represent most defendants at these hearings. Lawyers for Mr. Kraft did not immediately return calls seeking comment, but said in a statement to the Boston Globe that he would not appear at the hearing. The arraignment was originally scheduled for March 27, the final day of the league meetings in Phoenix. The hearing will be at a satellite court in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida, not the main courthouse in downtown West Palm Beach. Mr. Kraft faces 2 first-degree misdemeanor charges, which include a penalty of up to 1 year in jail. He has pleaded not guilty and denies any criminal activity. The police say they have video of Mr. Kraft engaging in sex acts for money in 2 visits to a strip mall massage parlor in Jupiter, Florida. He was one of 24 men charged with soliciting prostitution at the massage parlor, which is about a 30-minute drive north of Palm Beach, where Mr. Kraft often visits. Their cases are part of a 6-month investigation into what the police say is a human sex trafficking network operating out of nearly a dozen massage parlors in several counties in Florida. Prosecutors say that Mr. Kraft and the other men had no knowledge that the women working in the massage parlor had any connection to human sex trafficking. Still, the prosecutors increased the severity of the charges, from second-degree to first-degree misdemeanors, against Mr. Kraft and the other defendants. Prosecutors have said that first-time offenders like Mr. Kraft are unlikely to face jail time, but if convicted, they could face fines of up to $5,000 and 100 hours of community service. The court document offers instructions on obtaining a public defender, but Mr. Kraft is hardly likely to be in need of one. Though the case is a minor one by legal standards, Mr. Kraft has spared no expense bringing in sought-after lawyers, including William A. Burke, who worked in the George W. Bush White House, and Jack Goldberger, who defended Jeffrey E. Epstein, the New York financier accused of trafficking underage girls for sex. A vigorous defense is unusual for a case of this kind. Most defendants take a plea deal, pay a fine and complete community service. They can later petition the court to expunge their record. Legal experts say that bringing in high-powered lawyers, especially ones from out of state, is unnecessary in misdemeanor cases like the one that Mr. Kraft is fighting. It is often more effective, they say, to hire lawyers who are familiar with state court judges and state attorneys, who are elected in Florida. The problem with Kraft is the problem with famous people, which is they think if you bring in famous attorneys, they'll do a better job, said Hugh Culverhouse Jr., the son of the former owner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and a former prosecutor now in private practice. In Florida, you don't walk into state court with an out-of-town attorney. Who are you trying to impress? Last week, Dave Ehrenberg, the state attorney overseeing the cases in Palm Beach County, said that all defendants would be treated equally, regardless of their wealth or fame. Our office treats everyone the same, whether you have a lot of money or are indigent, Mr. Ehrenberg said last week. No one gets special treatment in Palm Beach County, Mr. Ehrenberg, a former assistant attorney general and a Florida state senator, is a Democrat who ran unopposed when he was re-elected in 2016. Mr. Kraft has long been associated with Democratic causes. But he is also close friends with President Trump, who has invited Mr. Kraft to fly on Air Force One and dine at his Palm Beach club, Mar-a-Lago.